morning who has come to us with a huge interest in the common stack, and we kind of directed his enthusiasm towards this demo POC. So ultimately what we are hoping to do with this is produce sort of a demonstration, a tool for people to use to understand, I mean, obviously scope limited, but what the common stack will be delivering. Rather than giving them pages and pages of documents to understand, we can give them a web-facing demo app that they can, choose their commons that they're creating and tweak some parameters and see how the token bonding curve comes out. Eventually see how conviction voting works. Eventually, once we get the basics, I think we need to focus on the bonding curve to begin with, just to keep scope limited, so we can have this ready, by, I mean, even sometime in September would be awesome. Griff threw out September 15th as an awesome time to have kind of this proof of concept demo available so that we can use it to draw.
One would be like putting that all into tasks, into some idea, into some task manager. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't work though, does it? We need to tell Kai to stop streaming. Okay, that'll be a weird video.
Okay, so I'll create a mail board.
Oh yeah.
Sure, feel free to use laptop and I'll send you as well. I believe it's one of the most insightful practices in design in the world. No, the journey network.
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure you're connected to
2.
Yeah, that should be right.
Yeah, should be.
Or 5, I guess, but 2 and 5 are the same speed. The lab is right there.
Yeah.
Best password tribal. Yeah.
So you send me that.
Thank you.
It's good to have straight under our persona, because this is basically something the same people, right? The bigger factors.
Yeah.
So you need to start with something, at least like 2 or 3 stages that investor like goes to in the process.
So I think the beginning is they hear about the common stack.
Yeah.
They probably hear about it on Twitter.
Right.
I think that's probably the most likely entry point.
On Twitter and events.
In events.
And,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. They'll definitely hear about it at Berlin, and they'll hear about it at Burning Man. They'll hear about it at DEF CON.
Yeah, so crypto events in general, because anything that any of us show up to,
What do you think the percentage is between Twitter and events?
In terms of big contributions? In terms of
numbers of people.
Probably more Twitter.
Yeah,
I would say more of that. Well, what you have to think about is like the actual turnover. You're probably going to get more from the events.
But the people we turn over from the events will probably have heard about it on Twitter first, right? So I would say it's like 90-10 as far as first hearing common stack.
And then you ran into one of us and we told you about it. You went home. Yeah. Your quantity based.
So what do they do about the common stack?
Right.
They know that the common stack exists. What goes next?
What is the 15 to 20 word summary that they have in their head? It's like, this is what it is and why.
Well, what's their next interaction? I think so. Towards we got to go towards them giving us money. I guess it's going to the website, right? Is that the
Website or Medium? Those are-
reading Medium articles is
those
probably
are
learning more.
Right.
Learning more is probably the next
You get
step.
a tweet and then you see a deep dive before going to the site.
The 2 entry points we have is also going to be in the Giveth. We're still going to do that. If they would just like hear about it, just if they type comments that on the website, we have the resources. Medium is our contact.
Yeah. So they hear about us on Twitter or at a conference.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to learn about the Common Stack.
Which is probably a Medium article.
Medium.
Or YouTube.
Oh yeah, there might be
Right.
YouTube talks.
Video content, if it's like punchy, is great. Like that, you know, if it's not.
It's got to
as
be 1 or
important
2
to have
minutes.
A bunch of rambling half-hour and hour-long videos, but if
Yeah.
there's some good punchy video content.
Yeah.
Punchy and long things because like many people watch your video from Paris. It's like some people wanna like listen when they cook.
Yeah,
But
that-
we don't
that might
have
be-
to-
That might be
we
the
don't
second.
lose the-
That might be
so-
like the second. The long videos are kind of like learn more about the
Right.
learn about the Common Stack and then learn more about the Common
Yeah.
Stack, right?
It's the same with the Medium. You have like the short Medium posts, and you have the long reads that goes like the deep dives and the Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's 2 levels of learning.
And then after that, we gotta drive them to fill out the contributor form, right? Once they fill out the contributor form, this is where it gets a little fuzzy, I think, in everybody's minds, right?
Because that's also what's going to happen. So yeah, you have to do the selection. Who's doing that selection?
Yeah, so once they fill out the form and approve the TNCs, then there's like, it's not the user anymore, it's someone else needs to actually like say this person is good.
Mm-hmm.
And once they say this person is good,
That's
yeah, and I think that's sending an email.
sending
in-
on Telegram, whatever they want.
Should we be collecting their Telegram and Twitter?
For sure, Telegram and like email, more even than Twitter, because you want to contact them. And like Twitter, you cannot really contact Telegram and then email.
Okay.
Our community is well.
So I think the value to asking for their Twitter would be if we want the option to do more research on them.
Yeah, indeed. Like you should have
Not to contact them, but like in addition to your short answer, you know, your paragraph answers to these questions, like we want to see like what you've been retweeting and shit. Like,
I think there's also valuable member lists that we can do with Twitter, where we can like create like a list of people that are Common Stack members, and you know then we can like make sure that we're targeting these lists, and we can do metrics that
I just said
we really should.
I hardly see it, but
It's happening underneath.
right.
Chris
always-
does this stuff
Okay.
secretly.
I always
Doesn't tell
create
anyone.
private lists and public lists. Like Giveth has like 30 lists, but I haven't
Okay.
worked on it anymore.
Is Giveth. Yeah. Who cares about Giveth? No, just kidding. Love Giveth. Love Giveth. And then
Sponsors, possible,
Check out-
charities also.
Check out the current form. I put in blue artifacts and in white the steps. I added another role which participates in the process, fundraising manager. And yeah, like what's missing now?
so let's see. I think that we need to have some sort of like in between this approve and submit at address. We have to have more detail on the who's approving.
Contact back to them or something.
Yeah, I think that is the email an artifact of approve though.
And also even here,
I'm
there's
missing
like
only the positive scenario now. So only they get accepted. I'm not so interested in the scenario where they don't.
Well, we might want to at least say if they don't, they get an email either way, right?
I think it's secondary.
Okay.
We understand the main flow.
Okay, that sounds fine.
also it seems like we're painting slightly big strokes, right? Like from learn more to filling out the form, like they at least have to like land on.
Yeah, but that's
Sorry.
what Max is saying. Like first the main flow, and then we can go.
Okay.
So,
No, but I also feel that there is some step missing here. So they don't just learn
And
Yes.
suddenly they're filling out a form.
Yeah,
right?
it's not going to look, they maybe evaluate it, or I don't know. Evaluate
They decide they want to.
yeah, decide decides to evaluate
Well, yeah.
the offering. And for that they read each papers or something. What is description?
It's the same thing. It's a website and Medium articles. Well, I guess it's the member. Oh, you know what? It's also one-on-one talks. There's also going to be like, we are going to actually physically reach out. I don't know if that's learn about the common stack too, but we are going. There's a lot of people.
Learn about it because a decision, you could say that's something that they make on their own to actually really contribute it.
I mean, we are going to go out to people that we know are going to be high impact, and you know, like anyone that we know of that it's like this
For
guy.
sure.
We want them to be part of our system. So
Also, this just popped into my head, and it's more of a communications thing, but I just want to say it now because it's, you know, with Giveth, we like when we close our articles or whatever, we're trying to plug people into all different kinds of ways of being connected. So we've got like 20 links there, and it's like almost like a fat paragraph of like, with this, I mean, pretty much it should be we should end all of our Common Stack stuff with like, you want to contribute to Common Stack? Click
apply to be a member. Do you want to be cool?
Yeah, do you want to be cool? Apply to be a member of Common Stack.
Join the
Super
club.
simple, you know. I'm just I agree spitting it out because I don't want to forget it.
But when we can give this page,
Yeah,
at which stage?
probably after they fill it. Yeah, yeah.
And then they learn also other people in Vegas, right?
Yeah. For sure, word of mouth kind of thing. Other people.
Yeah, word of mouth.
And okay, decide, evaluate. So submitting die. There's definitely some steps there.
Well, you need everything.
Didn't you, like we said, approve too is also, there's some kind of process there. It's not literally just a switch that gets flipped.
Approve. We gotta. I mean, I think we just have like an approval board. I guess it is the board that approves members. So we might have to have a board meeting. Is that something that's true? Coach B, are you there?
Yeah, it's the board. That's what the statutes and the terms and conditions say. So what we can do this on a asymmetric, like on a Telegram, on our Telegram group. It doesn't have to be a board meeting.
Right. Okay. So we can just, so one person can like, hey, we have this batch of people every Tuesday or something, or even if intermittently, and then we say, hey, yay or nay.
Exactly. So we can even do it on, hey, I just seen so-and-so has signed up. Please vote yes or no. And then we collect votes.
Do you think we need a role of someone who's like dedicated to like look at the submissions that we read it? Otherwise, everyone will have to do it.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
do some
definitely one
research and
person.
say a summary. This is an advice coming from
Yeah.
the summary.
I don't want to go too deep in the weeds here, but yeah, it's still definitely one person.
But what I'm thinking is there any way that we can push Twitter more? Like have people say, hey, I contributed, or I'm a new member of the Common Stack Association, something like that. Is there
Yeah, we can make a bot or something, or a retweet, or a...
And also just any time that we come out with new content, that messaging will be very much tied in with it too. Like it'll sort of be the focal point of all the content.
No, yeah, but I think actually what Darren says there, and because it's a content element, it's like once you send the mail to the person, like, thank you so much, we just received your contribution. You can help us a lot by sending this tweet.
Yeah.
I just contributed to the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
something like that? Because if I decide to evaluate the offering, I would be more tempted to do this, and then my evaluation would be more positive if I see peers already being in there. So this could even be a Twitter feed on our website. I don't know if that's feasible.
Or publicizing the names of people who have contributed.
For example, yeah, because that would help me evaluate.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. I feel like something missing here is the step of getting approval from your peers, talking to another friend on Twitter about this. Like, you know, you see them commenting on the common stack threads as well. You DM them. You're like, hey, is this legit? What is this? Like, I feel like that's for a lot. I don't know. I guess I don't know the token engineering community that well, but I would imagine when people are considering you know, putting in tens of thousands of dollars into something, they would access that. And so, yeah.
Decide, evaluate, talk to friends about it. It's like, nice.
And a practical thing that indeed, based on what Bernd says, to keep it simple, is also that for that I can create a public list. As soon as someone it really is a member, then we have the Common Stack member association list, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they see it, and it's like, and that link to like the member list on Twitter, we can just add on the website.
Do we need to ask people if they want to be a public member or a private member?
I think maybe you definitely shouldn't just default blast out that this person's a member.
Yeah, hey, this person just sent a bunch of money here. Guess what? They sent us money. They're rich. They're rich. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall,
they just did it. Check Etherscan. See how much it is.
Oh, he just paying his child support. Oh.
There, just say something there.
What's up, Ricky?
There's overall the topic of GDPR, so we definitely have to have the consent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think indeed if you have like two, one is just general consent to contact them, and the second one can be, can we use, a general one, can we use you in communication, such as like adding you to a Twitter list or something.
Can we add you to this list that's published here specifically?
You could make it specific, or you could keep it general.
General is better.
And
then
that's, then we will come up with new ideas in the future, for sure. And that sentence probably needs to be checked through Bernd's lawyers.
Yes, that's a lawyer sentence.
I also, okay, so what do you think? I feel like we're missing something between approve and submit DAI to F address, but I don't know what.
In form of approval, I mean, it's a small step.
So like, we send them an email and then it reminds them, hey, send us money.
We're excited about, here's how you can follow through on it.
Yeah. Now, how do we get them to actually push that button? Like,
well, the main thing I think is getting back to them as soon as possible.
For
Seriously,
sure.
not like as a good answer. That's like the main thing.
Could you close that bottom right?
Oh, it's me.
Actually.
Yeah, I agree, because like they first of all receive approval and then send and so
Oh, yeah.
and we need to follow up with emails or better even calls or something. Account management.
Yeah, account management. Jeez, man, Mural is just popping up all sorts of ideas.
You're really enticing me towards Mural this week. I'm like pulled up the payment page. Is it worth it?
At the end, I don't want to overdo it, but this would be like a small dashboard where you could see this person has been approved, but no money has been received. And so I know that Sponet made such a script that we use for our eShop, that we can see if the payment has been done or not. And then we usually follow up after 2 days later. We send another email, and it's very personalized, and say, hey, we have seen you've been approved, but you've not been paid. Is there any problem? Here's a link to how to convert ETH to DAI, for example. Something like that.
I think if we're going to give people those resources, it wouldn't be bad to offer them up front in the initial email. And we can also have a prodding email that triggers a week later.
I do think it's nice to have like all that stuff on a web page, and then you can link to it, but then hold it back. Less content in emails, I find, is actually way more productive.
Yeah.
For Burning Man stuff, for sure. Like, I just constantly, I'm like, listen, I need you to do all these things. It's like, no. It's like, okay, you're not going to do any of them.
Right.
But like, I think receive approval and then acquire DAI. That might also be another.
Yeah,
If-
nice one.
If we're going to
Yeah,
if we're going to require DAI, I don't think everyone's going to have DAI.
not that much.
Mike said, because I can do it as well. Are you putting like some of the action steps to the separate thing, or should I?
That would be the second part, like in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll just already some that is separate.
Yeah, you can start filling the document with ideas.
I tried, but I cannot type in it.
In the document.
Yeah, so it's fine. I'll put it in.
That's like a very commonly shared document. I don't know how you can.
I'm in it, but I'm in it as anonymous how and then registered, and it says that I'm not in the blah 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 space.
What? You're not on our team?
I'm not in it.
Okay, well, I'll give you a share access.
So how would they do that? Via some Uniswap or something?
Uniswap for small amounts, F to DAI for big amounts.
No, not that one, and then the mural thing, but and that one I am.
Oh, okay.
I'll add it there.
This is where we're going to do the test. I think. Common stack, seductive. Okay. Uniswap is great for anything at less than 10K for DAI. It's like 1% fee, and it's the UX is like.
It's better than the DAI.
Also Coinbase probably.
Coinbase is definitely an option for fiat to DAI. But honestly, if you have Ether, Uniswap is way easier.
Yeah,
But
sure.
Coinbase has delays and shit that just really kill the flow.
It's not so long, but it's sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of our people will have Ether. They just may not have DAI.
Okay. And we just send them the address to send to, or the interface that
They will need the interface for the dApp. That's it. That's the other one. Because you know how it is. I mean, technically, if they send DAI to that address, we can make it work. But fucking contracts don't know if you send DAI to them. So we have to have the approve withdraw scenario where they first unlock their DAI and then they submit their DAI. I know that fucking second click, dude. I just want to. That second click is horrible. It's horrible.
Okay. So it seems like a pretty full map already. With some lane last improvements.
I think that dApp piece should replace the submit DAI to address. So it should be go to our dApp webpage and yeah, I mean, they're gonna, if they try to skip ahead, our dApp will like tell them no. Right?
Also MetaMask.
Yep.
MetaMask.
Yep. That means
But
MetaMask.
they can also not have MetaMask.
Yep. So they have to get MetaMask. Or I think our thing will work with the Gnosis. It should be easy to make it work with the Gnosis safe. And if things work with MetaMask, 9 times out of 10 they work with status and Cipher and trust.
Next to you, maybe copy also the confirmation, on your receipt approval. If you put it on that transaction.
Yeah, we need two confirmations, right?
And the thing is, we can also we could add make another transaction because people can buy in multiple times.
Can you explain what the dApp means? I don't get it.
If people just send DAI to us, we can't necessarily issue them a token right away because when you send DAI, the token contract can't react to it.
Okay.
So we have to have them go to a very simple website that should be as easy, if not easier, than Uniswap, where it does one thing. They approve, they unlock their balance, their token, their DAI, and they then send the DAI to our contract. Well, the DAI is taken from their contract. From their wallet. And then tokens are issued for them. So maybe we should put tokens are issued. I mean, that's part of the dApp, but
So how would they know that the issue?
I mean, they'll see it in Etherscan. I mean, honestly, they'll make transactions and then they will go to Etherscan to check that they have tokens.
Yeah. Maybe the work, right?
Yeah. Maybe we'll link to Block Scout just to be cool. Yeah, I do think that this circle probably happens after, but I mean, it's a very small thing. I don't think there's anything else, do you guys?
Just thinking like if you add those blue blocks everywhere, maybe you can add them with the approve yes no. Just add research and approve reward or something.
Well, so he's saying, hey, we'll get to tasks on this side. All these blue ones are for users, right?
Yeah, those are the artifacts users interact with.
Oh, okay. What do you mean with the one under make transaction members badge? What does that? How do you find that one?
So we suggest you to like share like on Twitter or somewhere, state that you're like part of this.
So it's probably going to be part of the. Yeah, maybe it's a separate one from the confirmation of the transaction, but it might be combined. Yeah, it's an important element.
Yeah. Okay, so should we make the plan out of that then?
Yeah, I think the can we publish you, please share request should happen in the fill out contributor form.
Rest the community again, just briefly to make sure that we're not missing anything there for the flow, because that part was the fuzziest. As of the moment that you receive approval, what is the user flow? Like what happens? So you get an email, so you're approved, you can make a transaction. Where do I go?
Well, first you have to have DAI if you don't have it. So you go to Uniswap, and then you go to our website, and we might have Uniswap on our website. It's not hard to port in Uniswap.
Well, that blue block of like go to our website, it's not going to be common stack up. It's going to be a sub side or a sub.
It'll be fund.commonstack.org or
So
something
maybe
like that.
we should add that as a separate markup. That one doesn't exist, so it's an element.
I think it's DApp. No, I don't know where it is. Yeah, where's they go to our website?
Here's the website when they want to learn more about the company.
Yeah, but that's like the coming in, but like when you want to make the transaction itself.
Is it DApp?
It's that, yeah.
Okay.
It should be something like contribute.commonstack.org.
Mm-hmm.
But so shouldn't that be done on your make transaction? Because you like receive approval, you require that if needed, then you make a transaction on that.
I mean, hopefully we can port in Uniswap and a link to F to DAI and give people suggestions to do one or either on our website.
I get that, but it's after the step of possibly acquiring DAI, right?
No, it's before. They have to go to our
that's how you do
website
it by
before they.
Oh yeah, because you could possibly have them acquire it on it.
And yeah, hopefully. We'll spun it, but I'm pretty sure Uniswap makes it super easy to just like. I mean, you would know, right? Can you just put an iframe or some magic? I don't want to say iframe, too specific, but some magic where.
Not in our Tilda. Tilda won't support that, so this DApp should be like a custom website on the subdomain.
Okay.
Tilda is just for common pages.
Yeah.
So we custom website.
Okay. So on the task, at least for these guys,
Yeah.
let's maybe distribute who did what.
Okay.
So
like learn more about the commons. Well, okay, so I guess the first is like these artifacts, right? Like those count?
Is that the tall list?
Yeah. Like tweets.
yeah, I've copied all of them with below. I don't know if my screen is shared.
No, it's not. It's my screen up here, but Chief. Yeah, sorry, you just had Chief there for a second. I love that. Okay, so I'll start trying to.
Yeah, help me distribute them. Like
Burning Man talks.
I would
think
rather
that'll be good.
do like that. I would do like this is for Grief.
Oh, okay.
Now this is for Jeff, and like also for everybody.
Okay, cool. So, Griff, our own contacts, and we can copy them, right?
Yeah.
Like, we should.
But some of these blue blocks have specific tasks that are for specific people. So could we maybe use the blue blocks first add tasks to the blue blocks? Or,
Yeah, you can add it like on top of that. Feel free to add more cards. You can mark them yellow. So
Where's this document? It's
It's in the
chat.
core group.
Oh, I see it. It's the last.
Member list. Sorry,
how do you make a copy?
You
Max, you didn't put yourself in here? Come on.
you click option in my.
Oh yeah.
You click Control or Alt option and drag.
It says copy as text.
You can also double click location on the card.
I looked for it last time as well. I didn't see how copy text, how you copy blocks.
That's right, Lorelai.
Can't see it.
How can you pull it up over here? You love the lip mural so much. Start playing. I mean, we can copy these and make multiple of
Yeah,
these,
that's what
right?
I'm doing. Actually, Max interestingly control C control works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the normal way of.
Because I wasn't that.
Burning Man talks.
That's right. I'm going to move everybody in the middle.
Why are you burning?
Why? Because you're a Burning Man.
So is Max and
Max, are you going to Birdman?
Yeah.
Hey,
and you. Okay, you have Burning Man talks too.
And we should probably put Zargan in here.
Yeah, Burning Man talks, like the presentation you're going to get them just the one-to-one.
What is this approved yes or no thing?
I think that means if you're going to be part of the approval board.
Yeah.
The board has to approve. I'm trying to put it in several places, but you guys move this so much.
Okay, so because I'm on the board,
Yeah.
Oh, is that the same board as the board?
yeah,
That's another different board.
so we're approving the potential contributors.
Yeah.
And I think tweets is everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I just move everyone in the middle?
I want to keep tweets also on my name since just comment second that as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, is Google search?
It's like somebody here to like the top of something and they Google search and how you there.
And I'll put that next to your name as well, because that's the website of Magic.
I can't say unless you're like.
No, but
Hey.
that's what Kai is. Kai is actually really good at that.
Oh yeah, should I try?
Here, are you guys putting everyone down here or what? I keep getting run over.
It says crypto event talks Berlin, but in terms of just like evangelizing.
I think Berlin is an example.
Okay.
They're doing this,
Yeah, I've waited for you. I couldn't wait any longer. I'm sorry.
I have two tasks that I don't understand. Is confirmation of transaction emails.
Tracking who got emails and who didn't, kind of thing.
I don't think that's Coach B. That's more me, isn't it?
Take it.
Okay, you can change the color back. It was just that I didn't want to miss it. And what does form mean?
Creation of the application form. It's basically it's on the new as well, so I think it's about it. But
It's part of.
Right.
it's the form where you do.
I'm gonna copy that for myself just as an offer to help out.
Where did the email confirmation go?
I took it.
Okay, because the form and can we publish you is part of that, right?
And let's see where the dot.
Form can we...
Yeah, that's an important one.
Dat contribute.com stack. It just got small text.
Oh, the form is that Kai?
Yeah, right. It sounds on that.
The forum should also be Kai, yeah.
Who wants the please share request?
Share request. I think we'll go with you.
And we're commonstack.org. Oh, we have commonstack.com. Commons.
Yeah.
There's
right.
also it's also only one S. It's two S's.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, it's horrible. It's Commons stack.
It's a tough one.
I really don't like that part about our name. I really hate it. The Commons stack, because everyone will say Common stack.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
say
even
Common
Max
stack.
does it. I saw you wrote common stack on one of your docs.
Yeah, I also wrote ComStack, CStack.
I like C stack,
C stack works.
especially with C die and like compound. Putting that little C there. C die is like the coin you get back when you put your die into compound.
Oh, okay.
So compound gives you interest just by putting die in there because they loan out the die. So people can do shorts and longs in interesting plays. So you get like 16% right now on your die. So
What's that called?
compound. Yeah, and it's like 16% annually, but it's compounded every block. So yeah, compound. So that makes it like 18%. that's the sexy play. But so C-Die has a nice connotation with this crew. Has a great connotation with me. I fucking love my C-Die. Because it's constant. It's like the opposite of Demirage, right? It's like a currency that just is gaining interest constantly. It's fucking beautiful.
So great.
So the C-Stack, you know?
Okay. So,
But then people would think it's like compound stack.
Why did everybody get moved to the end?
And why is it done? My question.
Okay, so who took account management?
I didn't.
Coach B. I'm not sure if we took it, but yeah, maybe I went by mistake. Is it you?
Well, I don't know. This is something that we need to decide, and
You can just copy it and put it.
I do think that account management will be just dependent on the person and that it will be split. It won't be like there's one person to manage. There should be a person managing the management of accounts.
Yeah.
And then, but individual people who are tagged each in follow-up person.
okay, so there should be someone who's like always CC.
Yeah, probably.
Was that?
I mean, I was proposing being the email answerer for like info@commonstack.io type of emails. So like I think it would make sense whether I hold that address or if it's my own address, it would make sense for me to
Track it.
track it.
Track
Sounds like a
people's
lot of work,
progress.
but I don't think anyone else is gonna do it.
I could also get my EA to do it.
Oh,
It could be my.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a lot of.
I mean, some info address. Yeah, I'm also volunteering. I mean, in the sense that like it's often you have to send. This is where you can find this information. This is that, or refer it to people. Also, stats. So,
I mean,
if you want to.
I think passing it off is good as long as we're tracking it. Who tracks on what day? You know, someone should be tracking it every day, right? This person is at this progress through our map here. This person is in the next one.
And you kind of
Like a sales channel, you would have like
what point do
where you have.
people are?
I send an email on date.
Well, actually,
What Coach B?
Yeah, so they contributed.
It's like a sales channel or a sales funnel. So you have a spreadsheet where you have the people that applied or have been approved, and then you say, okay, now he paid, so everything is fine. Or if he hasn't paid, I send a reminder email on date so and so, and anybody can do this, but it should be from the same account.
this is like a CRM thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's lots of clear tools on how to do this.
I don't want to use the CRM.
Well,
Go spreadsheet.
You need a default. Well, yeah, but you also need a maybe. Yeah, it could be a spreadsheet if it's done personally. It's not.
I mean, there's a nice tool called High Rise, and I think it's even for free.
Let's just decide who's gonna be.
Yeah, we can decide that differently or separately.
But yeah, we also for CRM etc. We spent a whole lot of time with Giveth on researching that as well. But like as long as you're not
Tools.
big, it's better to just do it manually.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
As needed. So I would say spreadsheet, and I would say, do you want to take that on, Lorelai? Is managing all the accounts? And I will support with EA. As in you can get my EA.
Or like default.
Okay.
So you have like the standard things like
I do think content writing is a task that's not necessarily explicitly here, but needs to be.
No, but there's lots of tasks that are not. But blue blocks, Mike said, are mostly like what are just the things we need. We need emails, but we get the emails, we need content writing.
Okay, so we definitely need that. But what are the other, like, what is the actual tasks of this accountability? Is it being CC'd on all emails with all potential donors?
Come again?
I would say so. I would say that we would need to, as whoever is doing the account, managing the account, I think it's more about updates, getting updates on all donors, and how you get that is up to you. But
so you're not necessarily like watching all the emails, but
the thing is, it won't.
Checking in with every person
Who's
got people who are point of contact.
I mean, I think that having that method of if they're talking in email that they CC you, that's probably a good idea, right? But they're not going to be emails. Some of it will be like, hey, I saw Bill on the street and we had lunch and he contributed. High five.
Imagine that you have like a Google sheet, like these are all our interests, people who are interested and they're in that phase, they're so close to signing, and then you move them and you check, hey, Greg, you were talking to that person. You turn your call or a telegram chat or whatever, and then you know what's happening. You have to.
So I think it's going to be a really big job, and I don't want to take it on alone. I would be happy if I had a partner and if we could hash out like, hey, like
I'm happy to be your partner.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, with the EA too.
He's going to be the
I just don't trust it.
What?
This is a minute task.
Tracking these?
Yeah, and it has to do with email, not one of your strong suits.
Well, it also has to do with a lot of Telegram messaging. and keeping track of who's doing what and when and what everyone's doing, which is definitely my strong suit. But I mean, because the other person is Jeff, of course, but Jeff's going to be executing.
No, you and Jeff are executing. I would more imagine me and Chris watching.
Okay,
But
that's fine.
I'm tending more towards Griff in the sense that he will be in 70% of these because he's the super connector. So he will be the person who will be able to update you all the time anyway.
But also,
Not for
it's
this
like
next month.
it's like times when I want to be offline, I want my boyfriend offline with me, and I want to be able to hand it to someone else.
Yeah,
You can always hand
So-
stuff to me, but I don't know if
that's fair.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
We can move on from this.
Mm.
We
I'm
can
always-
update it on the goal. So like we assign us something. Like it's just like the first initial map. So now, like, what would be really cool and easy to check, what I will suggest is to use some task management tool. And I have really great experience with Sana, so I can do you a quick demo of how it can look like. So we, for example, can have.
What?
Yeah,
Just another
it's
tool.
very
Work
sweet.
everywhere.
Some
More
people
tools, more
it's-
tools.
I'll just show why. Like I thought about, like I've really used all of them, and that's what my experience is. How do share the screen?
Yeah, you
I
can
was
mirror.
sharing the screen before.
You are. Well,
Yeah,
you're sharing the screen on Jitsi, but it's not as clear as it is on
Yes.
this monitor. There's the only person who won't get it is Ricky.
Yeah, you share on your screen as well.
So,
Arrangement. Oh,
Quickly, can you see my screen?
I see a screen, but it says connectivity issues.
might need to refresh.
Refresh the.
Yep, refresh that.
The check the.
Yeah, and now you can share again.
So I create a blank project, for example, test one, and we have a task list. So like we name all the touch points, for example, website, medium, events, and we can create subsections of them. So in website, we can add the list of what needed to be done for website. For example, like add this, add that, and you can have the
It's an open source project, right?
No, it's
No?
not, but it's free.
yeah, it's free for teams until team and people.
I heard Kai mention it at some point.
But is it like Trello or something? Is it a Kanban board or?
It's not a Kanban board. Asana, I don't know if I don't know if it has its own.
Yeah,
I think it's its own thing.
it's more like a Microsoft To Do or Windows, I think. But actually,
But
it seems.
No, it is.
Mm.
I've
Yeah.
used Asana. Linz and I use Asana. Lorelai still uses Asana.
so how many people are customers of Sana? Okay.
It seems exactly the same as Microsoft To Do.
Yeah, probably. One of the coolest things, unlike in Trello, you can have like general task assignment, then you can have like subtask assignment to someone else, and also set up dates.
Poor Crow. Add
And-
that. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, and then you can have a calendar and see all the like what's needed to be done at each day. So, and you can also check the task per person. So this is like a super tool for this complicated project tracking. Because, for example, with in terms of events, we have more than one event. So, and each event needs several steps of preparation. So, in order for us to track all of that, so we on our weekly calls, for example, we check if something's time, we can use this tool to see exactly what
Mm-hmm.
why already does in the calendar. So
And you can also see how many tasks someone has all on one day.
yeah.
And
Right.
it's like,
Right.
oh,
For the
that's not gonna
project
work out.
management or managing like 100 small tasks, I don't know things that's better.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, I'm open to other things, but what needed to be done, I can move all these like tasks into some kind of list that we can already start tracking, and then we can improve it as we go.
I mean, what has failed for Giveth every time that we try to do one of these things is buy-in
Mhm.
and getting people to agree to use it. And so, like, I know
I can't even buy in when I'm telling myself to use Asana.
exactly.
Asana, I've only had to use it once and had a bad experience with it. I'm willing to give it a shot, but it's like if it's getting in the way of me like just accessing my task list, I'll be frustrated.
I've had a bad experience with every kind of system like this. And I do think Asana is the best. And
I've had
of the
okay
ones,
times with
Well,
Trello.
there's one-
I'm not
You like
pushing
Trello?
but
Well, you have had good experiences in a way with GitHub, with the
GitHub.
GitHub extension.
Zenhub
But
has,
that one does miss like the due dates and like the calendar thing that this has.
yeah.
But the advantage of that one is like if you want to get like people like Sponet and other developers, they're probably not gonna go on Asana, but maybe they do have.
I can say what's most important is to have the tool. Which tool is the second important?
It's
Do we
true.
agree to have the tool?
I have to be on.
Okay, what options we have? Trello, Asana, GitHub.
Mhm.
I would take out Trello in the sense that we're now used to
Zenhub is better than
Zenhub
Trello
is exactly the
because it
same as
integrates
to
to
GitHub.
Well, do you feel like that hub would have less buy-in complexity?
Zenhub will
Yeah.
definitely be easier for buy-in.
It's just an it's a Chrome extension and it's actually
Yeah, I
GitHub.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, let's then decide that we use GitHub.
No, but I'm saying like I'm open to Asana. Maybe you should like
I don't make me enthusiasm about Asana.
Yeah, I think everyone's open to Asana, but
all
have
the
you
tools suck. I'm open to everything.
have you used Zenhub?
No.
No.
I am open to the thing like, to Asana in the sense that you see the due dates on a calendar in a way that's help and assign. It's nice. but I
Asana
don't-
is better,
Yeah.
especially if you have an expert that knows what they're doing and can also,
an Asana expert.
yeah, well, Max,
Yeah.
but also that they aid and encourage people to use it in a way. And the way that you encourage people is very nice. You put it in a lead by example role as opposed to a, hey, everyone, use your Asana. It's like, well, I'm on Asana right now, and it looks like you haven't done any of these tasks. I'm just checking in. Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's how I worked before, because like we have these meetings, and start of the meeting, I open the calendar and see what was past due, and people, oh no, I did that, and I just check mark all of that, and but it helps to understand. Or sometimes people say, oh, like thanks for reminding, I'll do that like now or something.
Yeah.
But having the tool, any tool is essential.
Well, if you're already comfortable with Asana, it makes it easier for you to sort of like do your thing and coordinate this stuff. I'm not trying to
Let's say, does anybody has an objection to try Asana?
What about you, Coach B?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine to use new tools.
Okay. Let's try it. It won't work.
I think it'll work well as long as you're on top of it. That's the
But,
challenge.
Someone has to like make
Someone has to
sure-
own it.
Someone has to do the project management of that.
Yeah.
And then you check, hey, is this still up to date? And is and you then want to do that? So like, or is that Chris who's gonna do it in like overall management of the project?
I'm not doing it this month, that's for sure.
Um,
I mean, I will do it for myself this month.
you talked a bit about like me facilitating.
Yeah, you look how complex this thing is,
Yeah.
and you will be awesome if you will
Like
play
how
with it and blah
also
blah
set
blah.
up
But instead,
like structure. It will go through like first 10 minutes we will dedicate to the updates. One of which would be like Asana updates. So we'll see like how we progress, and if we feel that something needs to be needed, we'll do that through the call. So I hope to like implement this process, and for a month at least try to do this.
That would be nice, yeah. It's fantastic. And,
Yeah.
and if you see that it doesn't work, you can move it to Zenhub.
Of course.
Everything that everyone knows.
Anytime. It's not like a huge investment.
Yeah. The big advantage for Asana that I see that we don't have on Zenhub is the soft tasks.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you could like put that edit, but we never do it for the Zenhub.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of soft tasks. And so you prove stuff.
Okay, let's try. I think we ran out of time for the session.
Yep. Is there something after this?
I'm
Yes,
also
board meeting.
and also ask you like after all of meetings, I try to have this closing thought from everybody how this meeting was. So we will kind of check if we can include something in the future. And what you feel. So you might give like
Closing thoughts?
yeah.
It's always like nothing happens in meetings. We just always there just has to be a solid follow-up after the meeting. And then the meetings are extremely productive. So, but I think that this meeting was relatively amazing, and I think we nailed the user journey.
Such a good
For as meetings,
Let's go clockwise.
closing thought.
Oh, sorry. I'm excited about Mural. Thanks, Max, for your project management session here.
Yeah, thanks. And like if action point is like I guess you now like translating this in Asana, and then like I'm extremely grateful for that because there's so many to-dos open everywhere, and if you like would get into the habit of all the things that we have, like that one for example, I would like put that in Asana now. That's like the action points that have to happen for communication. That Max and Jeff and I decided this is everything that needs to happen through Berlin. But you don't have to do it, Max. But I'm just saying, like, this is perfect. I'm missing something like Asana for this. I have my personal to-dos, but you have a lot to do. So yes, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a meeting where we covered a lot of ground and did a pretty good job getting unstuck on some topics where we could have wasted a lot of time and not got the things we needed to get to. So yeah, I'm excited for this as well.
Yeah, I also really like it. I appreciate how like agile you are in trying new things. So thanks for that. I also like now I'm starting to get that I'm doing some project management or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, for the last 3 days I didn't make much like meeting notes and decision stated. I'm like, oh my god.
That's why it's all live streamed. So you can go relive this whole beautiful weekend.
I'm very likely to go back through some of these things tonight.
And
that is.
Cosby, how was it for you?
I think it's amazing to have meetings with you because you're very organized. I like your methodology that you always lead us to clear to-dos and clear responsibilities. So I really like that. You're very good at the project management. So it's really nice to see how this all comes together. Very good.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Then next is a board meeting, right?
Yeah, and
Is that live streamed or?
I don't know, is it?
I'll stop live stream.
No,